Okay, guys, so I'm going to share with you how to document the surrounding density and diverse uses for any LEED project in LEED V4. The way that we manage this, or what LEED requirements are, is that we need to understand what is the surrounding area that we have um, inside the offset of the project. So what we need to know is what we have inside half a mile or 400 meters of the project's offset. Okay. What you're looking at right now is the project's offset. This is a project in California. And what I'm showing you is how the surrounding areas are highlighted by each type of building or area. As you can see, we have residential area, buildable land, non-residential area, which could be commercial areas, governmental buildings. It all depends, like industrial buildings as well, warehouses, anything that is not residential. You can see the project's site boundary and the project's offset. Okay. What I use to just, to take a quick glance of what's my surrounding areas and what I have for each project. It's a tool that could be found in your browser. And let me go ahead and get that for you just to show you what I'm talking about. It's a tool where we can get the radius for the project. But remember that one of the LEED requirements are to have the project's offset and what we have inside that offset. Okay. So just to have an idea if our project will be able to comply with the credits requirements, what I do is use a tool which is called Draw a Circle. And let me go ahead and share that with you right now. Okay, so this is a tool that I've been using for years now. And the way that I use this tool is, well, first of all, we need to know where our project is. So we're gonna make a zoom in. This project is in, let me just check real quick where this project is located. Okay. Okay, so let's say this project is located way far at the north. So let's come a little bit south. And we're going to check out its okay, we're gonna use the oh, we're gonna use this location for right now. of one of the projects. I'm just trying to make sure where the project's location is. Pretty sure I'm not that far. I think it's okay. Let's say that the project location, it's here. I'm just gonna get a randomly project location for right now. And we are going to use, I usually use meters, just because I believe that's a little bit more accurate than using miles in this tool. But you can use whatever feels comfortable for you. And the LEED requirements is using a radius of 400 meters. What we need to do is just place that 400 meters and just click on the site. Okay, so now we have an idea of what surrounds this project area. And we can kind of take a quick look if our project is going to meet the credits requirements. In this case, if we are talking about a warehouse that it's being built in this area, the warehouse will not be able to achieve the surrounding density credit, okay? Because we don't have enough residential area that could be accounted inside these 400 meters, okay? But for example, if we are in an area where we have maybe residential towers, apartments or something, maybe over here, I think we have a project in El Monte. Let me just check real quick if I could. Okay, so let's say our project is, trying to look for something with residential area. Okay, let's say our project is here. Okay. So now we have a 400-meter radius, but as you can see, we have more surrounding density in this site than what we have in the site that we were looking at before. Okay, so once we look at this scenario, you can take the decision to either say, okay, the project will not comply, as we just did with the other location, or you can say, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and do my calculations to see if this project will comply with the LEED credit requirements. Okay, so that's the way I use this tool before I even do an offset, and I waste my time, going in AutoCAD and trying to do the offset and then, pasting and doing the whole work that we do in order to document this credit. The other thing that I do is see if the project can achieve the walk score. Why do we use the walk score? This is because it's an easier path, and this is for LEED V4.1. So you could always use, as long as your project is a V4, is registered under the LEED V4, you can always switch your templates or your credit approach into a V4.1. Okay. So if you could see that there's a lot of density, like in this case, you can go ahead and just go check your walk score. You just Google, put walk score, and you'll get the website right away. You enter the project's information, and the website will give you the answer for this credit, and see how many points you are able to achieve with this LEED V4.1. Okay, so that would be the second step. And the last step, if you are pretty sure you can get a little bit more points for this project, you can go ahead and do your calculations. And why am I telling you to do the calculations afterwards, after you've done this, is that it takes a lot of time to do the calculations, because you have to be looking at each one of the buildings, see if they're residential or if they're not residential, and start, checking what's the square footage for the whole property, and then the square footage for the dwelling units. Okay, in order to be able to calculate the surrounding density. So you have to be looking at each one of the buildings inside of the 400-meter radius. Okay, so it does take some time to do it, but once you achieve, or once you have the minimum of the FAR and dwelling units, then you're good with that. Okay, so sometimes it's not necessary to go through every single building. Once you have those minimums, then you can just stop your calculations there. Okay, let me and that's the way we work on this. So I'm going to share with you a little bit more of information of how to go about. Let me share with you an example of the walk score, just for you to um, have a glance on this. Okay, let's see. There we go. Okay, so this is the document that you receive from walk score. And in this case, we have a walk score of 61. Okay. So we just have to, go to the credits requirements and see how many points do we get with this walk score. And as I said before, if you believe that we can get a little bit more of points with the surrounding density that the project's in, then we can go ahead and make the surrounding density calculations in this case. Okay. Alrighty. So what the calculations look like, this is a spreadsheet that I I designed for a few years ago. So this calculation sheet help us to calculate what's our FAR for our surrounding density calculations, which we need a minimum of a 0.7 FAR in order to comply with this credit. And then you would be looking at the dwelling units, okay? And this is the combined density that we have for this this project, okay? And this is what I mean by calculating what we have, how many acres we have for the property and the square footage of the building. Okay, and that's how this calculator would be, helping us to understand a little bit more if we are achieving the credits requirements or not. Okay, I think I have another calculator. Let me just show it to you. It's a little bit more complete. So let me go ahead and do that. Okay. Okay, there we go. It's this one. And let me share that with you. Just a second. Okay, there we go. All right. So this is another, this is the same calculator, but we can see the wheeling units per acre. And the way that we get this result here is according to the information that we get from the LEED Online credit template. Okay, so this information is how I get these answers, these results. Okay, so what we're trying to do is have our information already calculated here in order to understand or to have the knowledge if the project is compliant with this credit or not. So we don't, do our calculations, our density calculations for each residential building and for each non-residential building, and that once we have that information and put it in the template, it's not giving us what the credit is requiring. So what I've done here is have all the information that we need in order to know and have the knowledge before we take that step and check if we are going to comply or not in order to submit this credit. Okay, let me just show you a screenshot of a template to show you what I'm talking about. And this one's over here on this side. Okay, here we go. I'm going to be sharing this with you. And okay, here it is. Okay, so this is a screenshot from the LEED Online template. Okay, so this is where I get the information in order to have everything that we need in the calculator that I've designed, right? Okay, so what I did is, just get this information so that I would get the same information in my calculator and just see what they were doing here, how they were calculating in order to have these results and see if the project was compliant with what the LEED credit requirements are asking for. Okay. All right. Let me see what else I'm going to share with you. Okay, and just to wrap it up, so this credit is called surrounding density and diverse uses. So what we are going to look at to wrap up this credit, you can either approach both or just one of each. So it all depends on how the surrounding of the project that we're looking at, what amenities do the ending users will be having in their surrounding. Okay, so what we do is just, just go to Google Maps and check what basic services we have near the project. Okay, we would just do that investigation, do some screenshots. You can do all of this in Google Maps, which is the tool that we use to document the diverse uses, and always having the project address from where you're moving from one place to another, from place A to B. Okay, and just make a list of what you're documenting and what are the categories and the services that the end users would be having nearby the project. Okay, it's really simple, and it's a tool that we all use regularly. Okay, so this is it. I hope that the way that I explained to you how to document this project, this credit for LEED before is clear. In case you have any questions or that you need to look more into something that was not clear in this video, please please make sure to let me know, and we can clarify anything that was not clear here. Okay, so thank you very much, guys, and have a good one.